and they started acting loopy. But when I gave them the medicine, they were still acting up. I said, I ain't getting no more medicine. I'm not getting no more medicine. They just acting up because and they think they fooling somebody. You better get it together. So what happened was, when my son was talking to the lady, she kept intervening. I'm like, I don't know you from a can of paint. How are you explaining something to somebody and I don't know you?
And you just met the boy.
Come on. Well, I feel like if it's going left, well, no, left is really right. Right is really the real good answer. Don't you agree? Yeah, I guess so. See, come on. You just went through a therapy session. Because when you go there, what you say, therapist, you're supposed to help me. You're supposed to tell me about me. How are you going to tell me about me and you don't know me? I done gave this therapist power over me to talk to me any old kind of way because I can't sit down, pull back, and figure this situation out. Like my wife said, we say talk therapy is the best thing in the world. But instead, a lot of times we just keep it to ourselves and go through it. Then we go into a psychiatrist. You go to a psychiatrist, find somebody to talk to.
But see, people don't go because there's a stigma. If you go talk to somebody, that's wrong. That's sinful. There's Christian counselors out there. Stop playing.
That's right.
That's why you got people commit suicide in no church right now.
Because it's like, I can't find no help.
I can't talk to nobody. If I talk to somebody, they're going to either spread my business or, stigmatize me.
Go ahead. You're giving the people that are not supposed to have authority over you. Now, when I talk about on the job, we had a situation one time, and I forgot what it was. I get bits and pieces of it just from years back. And there was a situation with the cars. And what happened was, I was sitting there trying to figure it out. The boss said, well, y'all just go ahead home, and we'll go ahead. And, when we come back, we'll figure out what we need to do. You know what I'm saying? We're going to figure this out and we'll fix the problem. So all night long, I had in my mind, I'm like, okay, if we do this, we do that, we do that, we do this. I thought about it. So when I came in the next morning and I talked and I said, well, hey, how about we do blah, blah, blah. And they said, you know what, that'll work. And we're also going to do, that'll make it quicker. So I was like, okay, cool, boom. So I'm feeling all right, we good. Older man comes in. He took a shot at me now. He said, if it was my situation, I would not have left this job until I had figured out how we were going to fix it. So the first thing, what are we going to do? We're going to go talk to him and try to explain to him, say, hey, I stayed up all night long, and tried to witch come. But when he said that, because I know the kind of old man that he is, he was right. And if I would have went to him, I would have beat him up real bad because I knew he was going to tell me what I said was the law, boy. So what would have happened was I would have gave him authority. But I didn't give it to him because we never talked about it after that. Now, to this day, that man respects me more than anything because if he says something, I get on him. He has done things traditionally, but he know I'm not a traditionalist. So if you say something and you come in my direction, I'm going to handle you. But I'm not going to be disrespectful, but I will handle you. So when he said it and he looked in my direction, I didn't respond. I learned from him not to give him authority. I think I may have messed up with him once or twice. I explained something to him once or twice, but he always told me what he thought. So when he told me what he thought, and I said, well, okay, I done gave him authority. Do not explain anything else from this day forward to anybody that does not need an explanation because you're giving them authority over you.
I think that's why some of the pastors was mad with me.
Yeah.
They be like, well, Sister Kurt, why'd you do it? I did it.
Yeah, I did it. I wanted to do it.
I didn't hurt anybody. It wasn't towards anybody. If I didn't show up for church, well, I have a sick, in my head, I'm like, I got a sick child, but you don't need to know all that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Sure. I was out for a reason. That's it. I'm not saying that.
Okay, bye-bye. See y'all later. Next. See, that's giving too much of authority. See, that's the church brainwash. You need to be in church, well, especially if you got a position. But then they do the same thing to a regular member. Oh, you wasn't in church last Sunday. Now, a lot of y'all hate that. Oh, we didn't see you in church Sunday.
And stop bringing your sick kids up in church. There's a difference between faith and foolishness.
God is a healer.
faith and foolishness. If you know your child gonna contaminate other children and members in the church, why you gonna bring them up in there?
Come on.
That's why I say faith and foolishness.
Come on. There's a difference between faith and foolishness. Child of she's everywhere. Green snot coming out the nose. On antibiotics.
Come Monday morning, you sick.
Yeah.
Get out the bed.
But I gotta go to work.
They ain't gonna pay your bills.
Stop the church brainwash, y'all. I told you one time I heard, if you're sick, don't stay home. I heard that. I knew I was done. When you're sick, don't stay home. Come to church when you're sick. Huh? What? But it was said, and there was some amen. So okay, brainwash. That's when I stopped drinking the Kool-Aid. My Kool-Aid consumption was going low then. It's getting low. Because I was like, wait a minute, something wrong up in here. Do not give authority to people that are not supposed to have authority over you. And that's going to be half the people that you come across. Sometimes it's your friends. Well, why you do that? Well, I did this because of such and such and such.
And that's not just in the church. That's your job.
That's right. That's your
anywhere.
everyday. That's anything.
Yep.
You might be in the grocery store and put something back and pick it up. And then they say, hey, why you do that? None of your business.
Ain't none of your business.
But because we're in the country, they'll stand there and explain why they didn't do it.
Or they'll stay there until they think you're going to explain.
Yeah.
I was like, what are you waiting for? And she was like, well, I'm waiting for you to answer my question. I'm not going to answer your question.
Nope, not today.
Because you're not related.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So I don't have to answer to you.
Yeah.
You ain't my husband,
Come
so
on.
I'm not going to answer.
Teach them, G. Teach them. Nobody is understanding this.
Now, don't get it twisted. I am teachable, and I do learn from older women.
Yes.
Heck, I learn from younger women.
Come on now.
My daughter done said some stuff that had me thinking.
I said that many times.
Okay?
She preaching
So
made me
I'm
want to
not
do right. Go ahead.
But I'm not going to listen to a bunch of foolishness, especially when I know your spirit ain't right. When you coming to me and the tone of your voice and how you saying it. You see what I'm saying?
That's
There's
right.
a difference.
That's the difference.
When you come to me and you want to say something to me, I'm all ears. But it's how you say it and how you approach me.
That's right. Now, I'm hearing you. I'm hearing you. Y'all just not right. Y'all not. Y'all just teaching disobedience. See, that's the problem. That's the problem. We're not teaching disobedience.
Wake up.
That's right. We're teaching that you can no longer brainwash. We are exposing the enemy's weapons. And there's still some people. You know what? They're gonna do this to the day that they die. I'm saying this right now, and they're not going to change anything that they're doing.
That's right.
And you're going to die in the position that you're in right now. Paying your tithes, never having seed time and harvest, never understanding, always going to the pastor's appreciation, and then, that's all I have to do. No personal relationship, none at all. Why are unsaved marriages better than saved marriages?
I don't know nobody want to talk about that.
Pause right there. Why are unsaved marriages better than saved marriages? Any takers out there?
Or better yet, why is it they live together for 10, 20 years, then when they get married, they end up divorced 6 months later?
You better talk to me now. Talk to me now.
Now, I'm not saying I condone shacking up.
Yeah.
But you got to ask yourself a question.
Come on now. The reason is like I said, is because the way the church teaches. Now, I'm gonna be controversial. You have a church. This is what God gave me. Now, y'all be upset with me. Be upset with me. There's a church with the majority women in it. And there may be a few men. If those women are running that church, guess what? Them men ain't doing too much. And his let's say his ego, not his ego, just say his being a man, that chest has went in about 50 yards.
No, he doing some work. He had the low
He's
totem pole.
the custodian.
Yeah, he the custodian.
And the women are the pastors. Now, but like I said, we still married. Now, what happens is there's a shift in authority. Now, I'm not just talking about, I'm not going to say, because now I'll say this. If there's a church, and this is very rare and few, if there's a church with the man pastor, and there's more men, and less women, and like I said, this is very rare, but there are some, then they are treating, say, the women less than. The one thing God told me, ladies, and I'm going to say this to y'all, we always say that the man has a double whammy. A woman has a triple whammy, especially if she's black. In any time frame of history itself, a woman has always been treated badly. Can I get an amen?
Amen.
They have always been treated badly. In every era in time, women are either ignored, treated bad, beaten, or anything else. That's why I said, y'all better get out of my face with this African and this Hebrew Israelite and all this other stuff, because we know what you're doing. I can drink and smoke and party, but I'm also teach you about God. You know that you're not true to God at all, but you're giving out this false doctrine. Let me get back. Please excuse me. Let me get back to why unsaved marriage. Because the unsaved marriages don't have no boundaries on them.
Stipulations,
yes.
Rules and regulations.
Right, rules, regulations, stipulations. See, saved marriage. What they say? What's Kirk Franklin say? Rules without relationship. Mm-hmm. All you just give me is rules.
See, that's what they call it now, a partnership, not a relationship.
That's the new one, y'all.
It's the partnership.
It's the partnership. That's why I said, remember we were talking about that? I said the girl, the rapper asked the guy, said, if I needed you, you know, and when you had to get that money, what would you do? He said, I go get the money. I come see you later. She said, I like that. We falling out of love, y'all. This ain't got nothing to do with no love no more.
Nope.
We getting away from it. And like I said already, it been crept up in the church. Been crept up in the church. How many people, let me ask you this, let me be honest with you. And I want you to watch this today as you're going into your ministries. When you see a couple part ways or go in another direction and go in another direction, see how many of those couples either give themselves a peck when they go in their separate directions.
Or better yet, sit there and watch people in a restaurant.
Go ahead.
And you can tell who the happy couple is and who the happy couples are.
Mm-hmm.
And believe me, there's quite a few.
Come on now. So why are unsaved marriages like and different than say better than saved marriages? Like I said, because it's something when we are saved, we can't say this or we can't say that. Yep. We can't do this or we can't do that.
Because I was told I wasn't supposed to question. Because at the beginning, I didn't know why we had to pay dues. Yeah. For certain activities, fire robes, all that. Mm-hmm. So I raised my hand. And I was like, can you explain to me why we have to pay dues? Where does the money go? And, they went back and was like, well, we'll answer your question later. One of the ladies tipped out, went to the bishop and was like, Sister Kirk stirring up strife. How am I stirring up strife? I just asked the question because I wanted to know.
That's right.
I don't do anything for no reason. I need to know why I'm doing it. When it comes to men, I'm going to question you.
That's right. Brainwash. Go ahead.
Okay? And that's what they didn't like about me. If I didn't understand something, you was going to explain it to me.
That's right.
You said you the head, you my shepherd, you need to explain that to me.
Tell me.
Because I'm not a blind sheep.
Come on now.
I might be a sheep, but I ain't a blind. Okay?
So that's why I said we can't say this. Now, when they came to sex education for our daughter, we said, fine, sign her up.
Yeah.
But my daughter said there was some person who said, nope, can't do it. I don't talk to my daughter about that stuff. Ooh.
And that's why they pop up pregnant, even the Christian
Talk to me now. Because my wife, both, and I said, I learned from the streets.
Okay.
Only thing my mother told me was,
don't get pregnant.
Come on. Better not come here with no girl pregnant. We never talked about it. There was no man to tell me. There was no woman to tell me.
Yep.
Okay? So we definitely wanted to do better with our kids.
And I taught my kids from the time that they could talk.
Come on now.
Don't steal. Don't be killing. You know what I'm saying? And I broke it in terms to where they understood.
That's right.
And I kept going from that point on until now.
Yep.
Even my grown ones, I still talk to them.
Why is it? Like I said, our relationship is with the church. There's no relationship with God. So with that being said, let's stop the tradition, people. We have to change the culture.
Start thinking.
Yes.